Right, so I'm mad tired. It's been a really long week. Been doing a lot of stuff in real life with work-related things, but I need to get back to the YouTube grind. I love making content. I haven't given you guys a video in a few days, so I think what I'm going to try to do is get you guys a few this weekend, just so you have plenty of content to go through and have fun with. This one today is going to be on a pretty obscure powerhouse in Marvel Comics by the name of Man-Thing. The inevitable battle that will occur on this channel is Man-Thing versus Swamp Thing, a complete war. That's going to happen. If you want to see it, comment down below. If you haven't subscribed, hit the subscribe button, like the video. Best way you can help my channel, even if you're not a member, is to simply show people that like this kind of content my channel and tell them to sub. Help me grow. It's the best way you can help, and I thank you guys for it. But anyways, we're going to go ahead and break down Man-Thing and what he's done, and I hope you guys enjoy. With that being said, let's begin. Now, Man-Thing has had several avatars throughout the time in Marvel Comics, from Ted to Adam and so on. This will not be really that important in this video. Rather, this video serves to analyze what Man-Thing brings to the table at his best. That answer will surprise a lot of you. To scale Man-Thing, we must first review the Nexus. This is important, for we can scale Man-Thing both to and above said Nexus. The Nexus was stated to be everything. It is the past, present, future, existence, non-existence, and even the things we have not even dreamed of or thought of yet. The Nexus is not by any means an easy thing to understand conceptually. Mostly, this is due to how much of a vast scale the Nexus truly reaches. The Nexus, in some runs, describes as where both creation comes from, sleeps, and goes to. It is beyond even creation itself. This sensibly would refer to each iteration of the Marvel Multiverse. The Nexus transcends this comfortably and is even sometimes called the Om place to demonstrate this, a reference to it being everywhere in Marvel. If you don't know, Omni obviously is usually referenced to all. Even in terms of the abstract dream, nightmares, and such that exist in the Nexus, this number alone is limitless. So all these abstract ideas, thoughts, emotions, limitless in the Nexus. By this point, the establishment of the Nexus at its peak being high outer is easy to tell. You are vastly beyond realms where the beings view reality, life, and death as dreams and mere illusions. This high outer concept will not be the first measuring stick from which we will measure Man-Thing's peak power. I just want you guys to know there's a lot more coming. Before moving on, if you are still unsure of if the Nexus can be scaled to high outer versal, or on my created scale beyond level 30, then here's one more example. Deadpool before has used the Nexus. When he did so, he used it to connect to a couple realms. One was the Ideaverse. The Ideaverse contains the archetypal and fundamental ideas and concepts that inspired the characters in Marvel Comics. It also contains the world of the writers, where the writers of Marvel Comics reside. Finally, Deadpool even hinted that this could potentially be used to access our world as the reader. So it's incredibly impressive. Now, first, we will establish that Man-Thing indeed has in the past scaled to this source of power, the insane concept of the Nexus. Man-Thing has shown that as a being who is a part of the Nexus, he is able to manipulate it. This manipulation was shown to be incredibly potent, as with this warping, you can casually affect reality and creation across all levels. Naturally, being such a high-tier concept means that the Nexus is very limited when it comes to having the option of being affected by other beings. In fact, some runs seem to claim only Man-Thing could do such a thing, potentially putting him in a tier of his own. What is for certain is most believed that if anyone has the power and ability to fix something beyond even the idea of conception and finality, which is the Nexus, that person would be the Man-Thing. In Strange Bedfellows Part 2, Man-Thing blatantly displayed he scaled above the Nexus. At worst and base, it was explained that Man-Thing naturally existed as part of the Nexus, and to a degree, could manipulate it and modify it. However, as he progressed, and did things like master emotion and such, he was able to completely take control of the impossibly vast nexus of all things. Before the Bedlam issue, the very frightening problem of a damaged nexus became a thing. It was stated, like I said before, that Man-Thing is the top dog when it comes to beings that can fix the concept. So like I said, everyone was scared because it was damaged. Because of this, Man-Thing was called upon. His job and the power he was dealing with was so potent that if he failed or made a mistake, reality and creation itself would end. The many layers to the level of warping Man-Thing showed and proved he could achieve includes the complete manipulation of endless layers of myriad universes. Thoughts and consciousness spawn endless worlds and realities. These are contained on each level of reality, which goes on infinitely, as known given the entity of infinity being an idea and concept in Marvel. These transcended layers are all connected together by the Nexus, which can be weaponized by the Man-Thing pretty easily. One of the most impressive creation-level combative feats from Man-Thing came against a being named Terminus. Terminus could bring forth a fire that was of a cosmic scale to a degree it would bring destruction to the entirety of creation. Man-Thing pulled up on Terminus, who I believe existed as an abstract representation of the concept of finality, an ending to all things. Too bad Man-Thing was not going for this. Man-Thing defeated Terminus, scaling himself above this creation-busting threat. This being that we're about to talk about with Man-Thing would be the Adam Cadmon version of Man-Thing. What is wild is Adam has more scaling. He was stated to be omnipresent in relation to creation. Throughout all of creation, every rock, breath, insect, anything was touched by Adam's version of Man-Thing. The Man-Thing has the creation-level combative feats as well. With this high outer Man-Thing as the baseline, built off the Nexus scaling, we can now review the case for a stronger version of Man-Thing. So like I said, guys, if you haven't liked the video, like it already, because the Man-Thing scaling is ridiculous. Also, shout out to Grass Santa for helping me find all the issues necessary to get this video done. That was a big help. Now, this argument really stems from a connection and an interaction that occurred between Adam's version of Man-Thing and Joe Burke. Burke was the son of Ted Sallis, another Man-Thing. Of course, such a lineage gave power to the son of the Man lineage. Burke's power was so extreme that even to the high outer Adam version of Man-Thing, his power was called incomprehensible. Did any other version of Man-Thing demonstrate a higher power than this? Of course they did. The next up version of Man-Thing that was absurd and in my opinion surpassed even the showing of Cadman was that of Ted Sallis. The father of Joe Burke was insane in terms of power. During a moment of self-reflection, Ted realized that ideas like life and death were merely dreams to him. Thus, he could casually influence this. He did so and restored his son in existence pretty easily. The next level up would be to scale Man-Thing to the divine creator. To do so, we need to observe what we know about the creator. The creator once dreamed of simple things: light, dark, love, hate, so on and so forth. From these birthed the seed that would become creation. In terms of relation to Marvel, said concepts in creating them is no laughing matter. The power of love in Marvel is truly one of the most potent primal forces, scaring even Oblivion himself. To invent that level of power is beyond impressive. The author of such a crackhead, philosophical acid trip run, like the Man-Thing I was referring to, was of course J.M. DeMatteis. When asked on Twitter about the extent to which the control of creator's dream went, the divine creator's dream, J.M. remarked that in his story, and how it was written and how the characters are scaled in it, the concept of creator is all-encompassing. Even abstracts like Oblivion are confined to the creator's dream. He created it. This makes sense given that the divine creator made love, which can neg Oblivion. Marvel wankers and those that love, absurd high outer scaling, this is probably where you find most happiness. In the run, Man-Thing and his girl are tasked with defending creation. Not only this, they scale to, and should be, threats to the creator himself. Man-Thing views life and death conceptually like malleable dreams. Pre-retcon Beyonder, for reference, was unable to bring back Death conceptually after deleting it, given how much power it takes to get rid of Marvel's Death. The absurdity and power Man-Thing achieved is wild. In regards to why scaling above Beyonder matters, Homeboy laughed at an attack that would have annihilated 2 billion dimensions at once. He also, for memes, fought all the Celestials and threatened to level creation if they did not comply with him and scrap. In our last bit of AP and strongest versions assessments, we will look at the merged Man-Thing and how he fares with the staff. First, let's address the staff. Said staff was actually granted from the Divine Creator. It is the staff of the Creator. Wielding such a weapon gives one the ability to redeem creation in its entirety. Now, let's give this a broader lens. Creation is relative. To an ant, it's probably a jungle. To humans, probably just our universe. Big brain people, extra dimensions. It depends on what your view and cognitive status is. So, with that in mind, who is referencing creation and at what level? Well, this is from Divine Creator level given it's his staff. Creation to Divine Creator consists of things like the Ideaverse, Writer's World, and even Oblivion, if we accept JM's view, which we should because obviously he's referring to the power dynamic in his story. Thus, the staff has a warping impact on even the ideas that inspired the characters of the comic book brand. This version of Man-Thing is perhaps the GOAT amongst them all. With staff in hand, Man-Thing at this point was said to be on such a mental plane that he now has thoughts as high as God. This makes sense given how he wields love as his own to use. This concept in Marvel transcends our limited concept of love. It even harms Oblivion in Marvel. This is Man-Thing's new Glock 9, which makes him at this point a candidate for one of the strongest in Marvel and maybe comics overall. Anyways guys, that's it for the Man-Thing scaling. If you didn't know this much about him, let me know in the comment section down below. If you like Man-Thing, let me know. Not a lot of people talk about him, so I wanted to show this. If you want to see Man-Thing versus Swamp Thing, I have to drop a Swamp Thing video first talking about his strongest version. So if you want that, let me know, and if you want the battle, let me know as well. Anyways, look out for more battles coming this weekend. It's been your boy, your favorite villain, YFV, and I'll see y'all later. Peace.